Fellas, often I talk about these 500,000 mile trucks as if they're perfect. I never say they're perfect, but I never talk about the nitty gritty stuff. So this video is for those guys curious. What do you really have to deal with 500,000 on her? So I'll do a quick little walk around. As you can tell, she's in good shape. Yeah, it's a little, we're missing a little bit of daylight, but it's bright enough for you guys to tell she ain't, she's not all worked to crap. 500,000 is plenty of life still left in her. One thing I'm gonna do is throw some lighting under the bed liners or the bed rails there. But yeah, that's why I opened this thing. So I just did tranny mounts. It's kind of hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. Even when you put this thing next to a brand new one, the brand new one's maybe 15% taller. So it goes back to my thing with the motor mounts on this truck. At a quick inspection, my guys are like, dude, the tranny mount is perfectly fine. It looks good. I'm like, nope. They're like, we get your point. It has 500,000 on it, but just so you know, it's not torn to crap. I'm like, I still want a new one in there. So what ended up being the mount squish, right? You kind of got to put logic together. Next thing you should probably consider doing, Paul, is your cab mounts, right? If you want a perfect ride or whatever. So little things like that, they're transparent, but there's a little nitty gritty crap that probably one wouldn't think about it, The liner is sagging a little bit. Until you actually push up against it, you're not gonna know. I know you guys are like, that's not a whole lot, but it's probably about 3/4 of an inch sagging. I feel like someone was trying to get in the back and grabbed onto it. I honestly feel like that's what happened there. Yeah, so little stuff like that. It depends how detailed oriented you are and how much you care. Might not bother you, but at a certain point, depending how long I'm gonna keep this truck, I will get to it. I have a whole list of stuff I want to get to on this truck. Steering wheel, right? Not a whole lot, but you can tell how it's worn. It doesn't have a hole in it, it's worn. So when you're steering, yeah, you feel the imperfection. That's not what bothers me. What bothers me is the paint's missing, so this leather sucked in a lot of odor. And one of the individuals that drove this truck smoked. He did a good job. He smoked outside of the vehicle and whatnot. I can't smell smoke inside, but the steering wheel, I can't get the smoke out of it. It's little things like that. As far as this lighting, you never know what's gonna give you the full beans. That's not the full light. Like the backside just kicked in fully, right? But these map reading lights, oh, there you go. We got that one and kicked it. Little nitty gritty stuff like that. It's tedious, but it's annoying. If you come into this truck, well, let me support my facts there. Well, fine, it's not 500. It's 498, 500. So I say just give it the credit. Me. Anyways, you hear that noise? Something's touching there, so we're gonna have to, gap the plastic to the steering wheel. Little things like that. Obviously this clearly isn't for everyone to make it to 500,000. Shoot, man, this video is going to be long, but whatever. We're driving and we could afford to take a minute to share all this with you guys. So if you were to if you think you can just get in one of these trucks and never deal with nitty gritty stuff, man, boy, don't even try it. You're going to have some issues. And I don't mean to talk to anyone in the sense that I said boy, but you guys know what I'm saying. Like, my oh my, are you gonna have a hard time figuring her out? Keeping her together. Yes, powertrain's original, engine, tranny, transfer case. Guys, let me put you down for a minute. I gotta get situated here. Oh man. Get to brag about my coat. I got me what is it called? Duck down. Man, that stuff gets you warm real quick and keeps you warm. That's the beauty of that stuff. Anyway, so also, they're not random, they're fairly consistent now. Before they were random. I get messages that my rear left, rear right. I get front left and rear right I like clockwork, and sometimes rear right hit and miss still. Look at that, license plate light out. Well, I caused that one. I put LEDs in there. I got to change them out with, the non-air ones. So this one, right? Rear right, it's clockwork as well. Front left. So we don't have the rear left one yet, but it comes and goes when it pleases. And if you go outside the vehicle, I'm pretty sure you saw my lights running, right? They're perfectly fine. It's saying turn signals. Believe me, it's fine. So it's blinking fast, right? But the turn signal up front and in the rear are blinking at normal pace. So what does this tell you? Oh, there's an electrical issue. You guys are gonna say, well, you put aftermarket tail lights on or headlights. You're right. On the front left side, I did, when I got this truck back, I did look at it and I could tell the front left is aftermarket. So the front left message, this message I'm referring to, is probably from an aftermarket. But the rear lights, both are OEM. So that tells me something's in the wiring. Now you gotta go on a goose chase. You gotta figure out the wiring. What's next? When I when I got this truck back, I literally got it, 1,800 miles? Yeah, give or take something around there. I got this truck back. Just little stuff, like little nitty gritty stuff. Like the door seal is worn out. So, depending how it goes, meaning, let's just say how hard it rains outside and how hard the wind blows. This window's going to be fogged up. You're going to say, Paul, you just, you introduce moisture to the cab. That's why you have that. No, guys, the seals are just flat, So, come working day, because I'm on a weekend right now, I'll order me the door, because there's a seal that goes around the door, and then there's a seal that goes on the cab. So, replace that. Little things like that. Am I complaining? No. Once again, I'm just bringing y'all up to speed, the stuff I never talk about, these little nitty gritty stuff, right? Sometimes I'll be scrolling up, so this controller, right? It's a cheap controller, but it's irritating. I'll be scrolling up and this thing scrolls down. Oh, it just did it, right? I've been pressing it up, did it again. I'm pressing the same button, and it's like in repeat. You see what it's doing? I'm pressing up and it's going up and down, up and down. All along, I'm just trying to go up. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. You guys that own this truck, you guys know the sequence that goes to. It's as if I'm going up and down for the first few times. It doesn't do it every time. It's hit and miss as well. Little stuff like that. Does it work? Yes. Can it be annoying? Yes. But it comes with the age. It comes with the mileage. If that is something you can't deal with, you probably shouldn't keep one of these running, or one of those. Man, God bless you. Shoot. Hold on a second. I need to stay focused. So, gotta be careful out there, guys. What else did I have to deal with? There's something else that wasn't working and then started working out of the blue. I can't remember. Oh, the camera. The backup camera. When I got this truck, the camera wasn't working. I had my guys look at the wiring real quick, associated with the whole taillight thing. And they wiggled around some wires. They didn't find the issue, which we know they got close, because now my backup camera works, consistently. Where before, majority of the time it didn't, sometimes it did. So, little stuff like that. You're never gonna figure, I shouldn't say never. It doesn't come quick, typically. Usually you gotta know the weak spots where they rub through. So now, one of these days when my guys free up, I'll take this thing through a car wash, right? An underbody wash. I love these guys. Look at that. It just gets right in front of you. It's like, dude, if you're going to get in front of someone, at least hurry up. That kind of sucks when people do that. I don't know. These are the moments where I'm like, man, I really wish who the driver is. If it's an older gentleman or gal, God bless you, be safe, But if it's a young fella, you expect more out of it, Anyways, let's stay focused here. This truck. As far as the headlight goes, guys, I've said this to my guys, but clearly they didn't hear me. They bought aftermarket lights. Unless it's a high-end aftermarket company, guys, please don't buy aftermarket lights, because they don't reflect, they don't do the job. They don't get the job done properly, unless you know the company. It's a high-end, well-developed, well-everything, well-manufactured company. But the average knockoff crap that's on eBay, for the cheapest amount, it usually gets you pretty poor quality and product and end result. So that's what I have to deal with right now. I'm actually on the fence. Maybe you guys could help me out in the comment section. I'm thinking of some black housing headlights. I really like the OEM ones, but I'm kind of eager, or should I say curious, to know how those dual light bulb ones, the headlights, how they work. I know last fit bulbs work well for us. Maybe you guys got some recommendations. I definitely want LED headlights, and I want projector headlights. This thing comes factory with a projector headlight because it's a limited. But anyways, in the comment section, let me know. Next thing, the steering wheel, right? The steering wheel is fairly well, and what I mean by that, I don't hear the whole knock knock like something's loose, but something's worn out, clearly, right? There's play in the steering wheel, and there's hesitation. What I mean by hesitation, it's like it's not a smooth operation. It is very I don't want to say jolty, or I don't want to say like season up, but definitely something ain't right about it. So first thing is first, you know, I want to buy me an adjustable track bar, center of the front axle. It's a little thing, but would I rather buy a one that's adjustable like Thorn or Carly's, or should I buy OEM? Probably adjustable, suits me better, right? It's a better made one. Next thing I'll do is change the tie rod. Literally, it's the rod that ties the two wheels together. 500,000. That's all OEM on it, you know. And the reason this truck is, I personally believe, the reason this truck's suffering from it, because for the first 150 or 170,000 miles I drove this truck, I always had oversized tires on it. They were never like crazy, but you know, 20 by 10s, they have their weight. And now I'm back to oversized tires. I don't know, man. There's something about wheels and proper looking truck. I know I'm still young, and that's my issue. Once I get older, pretty much, I know I won't care. But there's a phrase, you'll probably hear it in the truck community. Looks like the truck skipped leg day, you know? Like the truck's pretty bulky, and then the wheels are sunk in. That doesn't look right. I like my wheels flush or a little sticking out. Gives it that proper stance. In my opinion, it's a preference. It's an opinion thing, so you're not going to change anyone's mind on it. Oh yes, this thing has an intake, and I believe the actuator's going out. Typically the first telltale sign is the exhaust brake's a little audible, like a little louder, a notch or two louder. First telltale sign. Sometimes it'll kick in, sometimes it won't. That's another sign, but that's not my case. 99% of the time this exhaust brake kicks in when it's supposed to. I've only had it on 2 occasions not kick in, you know, the last couple weeks. So I know the actuator's on its way out, but you know, it could last another day, and then I'm gonna have major issues. And what I mean by major issues, either boost or exhaust brake, you know, really being majorly inoperable. Typically it's just gonna slowly die out. Given the time that we're right middle of the holidays, I don't want to park this truck in the shop. I'm dealing with the Duramax, guys. I'm gonna spill the beans. I am not impressed how it's a rat's nest under that hood, man. It's quite something to work on that thing. We found the exhaust leak. I'll do another video, show you there's 2 exhaust leaks. Second one got missed on the first time around, and when we fixed it the first time, we came back around the second time, we were able to identify the second one. Well, it required removing the turbo. So you know, in the L5P nows, and you can, whoever knows L5Ps now, you know what removing the turbo means. The pain that we're going through. But anyways, back to this truck. Little things like that, you can't get in it. Back to the whole suspension. The suspension isn't shot, it's not rattly, it's not loose, but y'all gonna say, Paul, you're missing a big key here. The shaft, the drag link, not the drag link, the main shaft that goes to the gearbox seems to be solid. The gearbox most likely is the issue here, but I feel no play in the gearbox itself. The reason I'm going up front first is I poked my head out the other day and I was turning the wheel, and it seems like the wheel would do that. And what I mean by that, I would slowly turn to the right, and then it would joist, and then I would slowly turn to the left, and then it jolt, meaning the wheels are jolting it. They're not moving freely. So what that tells me is there's play in a ball joint, a bushing, that I can't quite feel it yet as far as knocking, you know, hitting, being thumping or something, but it's there. So when pressure is being added on it, it's compensating, and then it's pushing rest of the mechanism. So as I said, unintentionally, a couple minutes, you know, a minute behind drag link. So it could be the drag link, but right now what I always wanted to do is change the tie links that tie the left and right wheel together, and then the drag link, and then the track bar. So I honestly think that will take care of my issue. Based off what I just showed you, or should I say what I just spoke about as far as that issue where it's jolting. I mean, I'm talking like I'm moving my steering wheel 10% and nothing, and then the wheels kind of jump. So people that deal with trucks, you're probably going to say, well, that's a drag link. Not a drag link, that's a track bar issue. But anyways, nevertheless, little things like that. Is it end of the world? No. Why am I in this 500,000 mile truck, guys? I absolutely love this truck. I feel at home, you know. I've said it hundreds of times. If they didn't put a brand new engine in a 19, I wouldn't be in a 5th gen. No, I'm not dogging the 5th gen. The 5th gen is more technologically advanced. The 5th gen is the newer, the better. But I just feel at home, you know. The 4th gens is where it started everything, where everything really started for me, and they served me so well, you know. They've treated me so well. There's no reason to do that. And some of you guys know I've had a rough ride with the 5th gen, so maybe that's what's ruining it for me. Okay, so next thing, the rear axle, you know. The rear axle is making no noise whatsoever, but my regulars know rear axle goes at 500,000. Transmission goes at about 550. The drive shaft assembly has been replaced. Drive shaft assembly has been replaced on this truck. I remember looking up the records. I don't want to lie, but I think about 60,000 miles ago, give or take. So that being said, I'm gonna experiment. It's kind of unfair to call it concrete evidence because every truck I have has done 99.9% of towing trailers. This truck, on the other hand, it's slippery out here. This truck, on the other hand, you know, because it's been on my personal truck for the first, 4 or 5 years. I bought this thing in 14 and I let it go in 19, if I'm not mistaken. So 19. So what's that, 5 years? 5 full, you know, going on 6 years. Absolutely love this truck. Do I regret letting it go? Yes, once I found out how expensive the steering wheel is, I called the dealership. And this armrest, oh shit, good luck. Yeah, you can't really tell that armrest. Oh no, you can. It's fairly worn out. Is it? Like, it's on its way to tear through and stuff, but it's still all in one piece. It's a little rough. It doesn't bother me, especially once I found out the price. It doesn't bother me at all. I got quoted $2,200 for the door panel. Can you imagine that? $2,200 for that door panel. This is an aftermarket control panel, and that really bothers me. It's supposed to be blue. I don't know why they have it green. Whatever aftermarket decided to do. You see, you can tell they're all blue. Well, it's okay. We'll fix that. Little things like that, you know? In grand scheme of things, end of the day, if, you know, will it get the job done? Absolutely. Will it get it done perfectly? No, not until you start chasing all these little gremlins, you know? Things I absolutely needed to do. I needed to do motor mounts because the fan shroud started getting worn out and little things like that. And I didn't like how I could feel the vibration. You know, seeing what I saw now, I would say a 400,000 would be a good time to do those motor mounts. I've done previous motor mounts and they weren't as worn as these. I don't know exactly if it's the mileage or more of the time, because all the motor mounts we've done, you know, because if the truck's been on the road its whole life, you know, it racks up 500,000 a lot quicker than this one does, you know. Anyways, you know, I had this truck, 5 years, give or take, and I handed over at 150,000. That should tell you something. My average hot shotting truck would be 450, 500,000. My oldest truck in the fleet right now, well, not anymore, we just pulled it out, was a 18. Now my oldest truck is a 19 in the fleet. So that should tell you guys something, you know. Give or take, we're doing 100,000 miles a year on these trucks, and they rack them up pretty quick. Yes, we've decided we're gonna restore 3 of the 4th gens and put them back in the fleet come springtime. So we'll keep y'all posted. Kind of, you know, I got the right guys and the guys that care and want to do it. So that also means a lot when you have the right crew to back you up on your plans. And kind of YouTube too, you know. I noticed you guys really like those high mileage trucks and kind of I'll be the pioneer in a way. I know there's guys out there running high miles, they just don't have YouTube channels. In a way, you know, kind of reinforce or just speak the truth of these trucks, what's really going on with them. I should probably slow down because it's pure ice out here. Anyways, guys, that's that, you know. Oh, I didn't finish saying about the transmission. I told you the drive shaft, the rear end, doesn't make any noise, and I have no plans on replacing it anytime soon. The oil that came out of it recently was pretty good. Well, recently, like 6 months ago. Just doesn't have a lot of mileage, which was really good. So I don't think I'm gonna have to do the rear end at 550 because, you know, some of those mileage being lighter, meaning just hauling my booty around instead of a full-on trailer. So let's see what we can get out of the rear end. But the transmission, I will put in Lucas. It's a Lucas transmission additive. It made me a believer when I put it in my GM tranny. It kind of cleans out the valve body. It helps out with the slippage. It's really good stuff. Lucas was always, I never consider Lucas top-notch, whatever product they release, because like you look at their fuel additives, right? They're more conditioners. You look at their oil additives, they're more conditioners. Same thing with this transmission. I don't think it's a fix in a bottle, but I definitely noticed it aiding the trannies, and it's helping out. So with that being said, I'm curious, because if any of the trucks, this truck would have the transmission go out the soonest, because all the tests for all these 4th gens were conducted on this 4th gen. The heaviest loads were pulled on this 4th gen. Just, man, it is ice out here. So that being that, you know, I'm impressed that the tranny is shifting the way it is. Now there's a question. Either I got too used to a 5th gen. 5th gen trannies, they're quicker to lock up and under a good amount of throttle. I feel like this tranny doesn't lock up as quick, but then the computer's so quick to sense that kind of stuff. I feel like it would throw a check engine light. But with that thought process, meaning I feel like this lockup is a little delayed. Not like in the mileage when it starts doing it, but in the process when it does it. It used to be like, shoop, done. You know, now it's like, it's like a 2-step thing, and I'm not used to that. So with adding that Lucas for the tranny, I'll be able to report back to you guys. As always, you know, may the Lord bless him. May Almighty find day. Enjoy your evening. I'm headed out of town tonight with the family. As I said beginning of this video, I'm taking this truck to get it tinted all the way around. In the comment section what I was going for. Let me know what you guys want to do, because I'm at a point in my life where I kind of backed off the skinny pedal and just try to enjoy life a little bit more, and that's who I am. I love experimenting. I love trying additives and fuel, oil, you know, that kind of additives. I love high mileage. High mileage could make you or break you with trucks. You know, you gotta, you know, count your numbers well as far as repairs go, but that's what excites me. You know, it excites me seeing 700,000. Great, 100, 200, better hold together, right? It's a downer when your engine blows at 60 or whatever that 22 went at. But that's what it's about, you know. I feel like at this point, until Ram releases a brand new Ram, most likely, I'm not giving you guys a guarantee, I'm just saying what I think is going to happen. Most likely, I'm not going to buy another mega cab or a brand new mega cab for myself. That's just where I sit. I love this truck. I really wish it was a mega cab, but that being said, I'll just hold off till Ram releases a brand new Ram, and I'll buy it in a mega cab configuration. Heck, maybe their crew cab's gonna be big enough for me. My biggest thing, honest to God, is the fact that the seats recline. So when my kiddos, and I got young kids, when they get tired and they kind of need a rest, I don't want their heads bobbling. That's all. So if a crew cab reclines enough, I'll probably pick up a crew cab. But mega cab recline real nice for the kiddos, and it's nice to have the space. You know, what do I do with my pickups? I haul trailers 99% of the time. Rarely do I have anything in the bed of the truck. And so far, everything that I ever needed in the bed, that truck fit just fine with the short bed. So, you know, that being said, kind of the facts are stated. So that's that. You know, looks like quite a few people went off-road over here. Shoot, that was crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go. As always, may the Lord bless you. May Almighty find day. I know I said it all already, but man, I want y'all to be blessed. It's the season of blessing each other and taking care of each other. All right, guys. God bless. Bye.